The 2020 Michigan presidential primary is this Tuesday. Many will be making the choice between former Vice President Joe Biden and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. I'm joined this afternoon via satellite in Ann Arbor by Senator Sanders. Senator, thanks for being with us today. And Senator, you're running one of the most progressive campaigns in the history of the country. A fellow progressive, Abdul El-Sayed, lost in 2018 to now Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who just this week supported your opponent. Considering that, how would you say your progressive ideals actually resonate here in Michigan?
Well, I think the times are changing. I think people understand we need the strongest candidate to defeat Donald Trump. I believe that's our campaign. People also understand that we need an economy and a government that represents all of us, not just the 1%. That's our campaign.
And President Trump actually went on to win the state in the general election in 2016, including every Upper Peninsula county except here in Marquette. How do you plan to win those votes, especially in this, rural area, if nominated?
Well, Donald Trump is a pathological liar. He does not respect our Constitution. He thinks he's above the law. And I think a lot of people in Michigan understand that. And they're not going to vote for him again. Furthermore, we have the agenda that speaks to the needs of a stressed out middle class and working class. Raise that minimum wage to a living wage, $15 an hour. Demand that the wealthy, who are doing phenomenally well, start paying their fair share of taxes. Health care is a human right, not a privilege, through a Medicare for All single-payer program, which covers everybody and lowers the cost for the average working family. And I think the people in Michigan understand that climate change is not a hoax, which is what Trump thinks it is, but it is an existential threat and is an issue that we have to be aggressively dealing with.
Your opponent, Joe Biden, has received a number of high-profile endorsements since Super Tuesday, including former candidates. How does your campaign move forward without that kind of support from the party, Senator?
Well, we just received a major endorsement today. We received the endorsement of Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson, to my mind, is one of the great heroes of modern American history. He is in the forefront in fighting segregation, racism, and in the fight for economic justice. And we very much appreciate Reverend Jackson being on board our campaign. The other thing is, my opponent may have the endorsement of the political establishment. We have the endorsements of virtually every major grassroots organization in this country that represents working people and low-income people. And at the end of the day, I'd rather have millions of people working for me on the ground than the endorsement of some elected officials.
This is a state that went to President Barack Obama twice, and former Vice President Joe Biden has been campaigning a lot on his time in that administration. Do you think your campaign actually resonates here with Michigan voters more than the former vice presidents?
Well, we'll see soon enough, but I think it does. Look, Joe Biden voted for the war in Iraq. I voted against it. Joe Biden voted for disastrous trade agreements like NAFTA and PNTR with China. I voted against that. Joe Biden has been on the floor of the Senate over the years talking about the need to cut Social Security. I have spent my life protecting Social Security, want to expand it. Joe Biden is now raising substantial sums of money from billionaires, 60 billionaires contributing to his campaign. We raise our funds from the grassroots, from working families. That's a big difference. I think when people take a look at those records, I think they're going to come over to us.
And Senator, you've called President Trump the most dangerous president in history, and you speak about the differences between you and Joe Biden. That has many concern that, if you do lose the nomination, will you still endorse Joe Biden?
Look, I've said from day one that I will endorse and support the Democratic nominee, and Joe Biden has said he will endorse me if I win. I will endorse him if he wins, and I think every Democratic candidate who has run in this process will get on board. We understand that the differences between us are minimal compared to the differences we have with Trump. I mean, Trump is a president who lies all the time. He's running a corrupt administration. He has no respect for the Constitution of the United States. He is a bully. He can't even get along with people he appoints to office. So this guy has got to be defeated. He won in Michigan last time. Between you and me, I don't think he's going to win again. And I would be very proud to be the candidate to defeat him.
All right. Thanks for your time today, Senator.
Thank you very much.
Remember, polls open for Tuesday's primary election at 7 a.m. and will be open until 8 p.m. You can register on Election Day just by visiting your city, township, or village clerk's office.